Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Marvel Contest of Champions. And it is Wednesday, week 2 of our side quest, which is Prey Among the Ashes, Rise from the Ashes side quest, or also known as the Prey Among the Ashes Dark Bounty Bounties. And we are going to be, in this video, going for the path that has Mordo on it. Here is Mordo. So let's talk about the path a little bit. We've got a Diablo, and we've got a Red Hood, or the Hood, if you'd like to call that. Now, they have some tricky nodes on them, and we have essentially 3 problems to deal with, but they're really 2 major problems. The first one is Biohazard. So when you strike, there's a 20% chance to inflict a bleed on yourself. So that's me, the attacker, dealing direct damage. 100% of the attack as direct damage over 7.5 seconds. When blocking an attack, there's a 50% chance to inflict a poison on me, dealing 100% of the damage over 7.5 seconds. So you need champs that are going to be immune to both bleed and poison, or be able to deal with both of them. Now, these are debuffs. They are not passives. Now, there's encroaching stun. Every 20 seconds, the attacker becomes stunned for 3 seconds unless they are performing a special attack 1 or 2 when the timer expires. So you got to watch that timer and hit it when the encroaching stun is about to go off, because you will get screwed over big time if you don't. All right. Lastly, and this is the second big thing that we have to deal with, is Super Masochism. When the defender is inflicted with a stun, bleed, poison, shock, incinerate, cold snap, or rupture debuff, it is immediately purified and applied to the attacker. This is Super Masochism, so we can't put any of these debuffs on the opponent, which means no parries. Because if you parry, you're going to stun them. You can't have a bleed champ, no poisons, no shocks, no incinerates or cold snaps or ruptures. So there's a whole bunch of champions that are good for Biohazard, but they're not good for this Super Masochism. So don't think about bringing a, Iceman in here, because he does cold snap. Don't think about bringing in a Lady Deathstrike, because she does ruptures. So on and so forth. You don't want those applied to you. Although Iceman is immune to cold snap, so that should be okay. But the other ones, a lot of those will affect your champion. They're debuffs, so remember that. So it's immediately purified and applied to the attacker. Each time this happens, the defender will regenerate 15% of their health. So you don't want these to happen. No stuns. So this ability has a 5-second cooldown. Knocking down the defender refreshes the cooldown and increases the future cooldown of them timers by 1 second. All right. So we want to knock them down, and we don't want to stun them. Now, the last champion here is a completely different ball game. It's Mordo. We've got Brutal Refresher, so when the defender is knocked down, they gain a non-stacking Energize. We don't want that because he's already got a power gain. When the defender blocks an attack with Explosive Personality, they gain indefinite 25% armor ups. Upon reaching 5 stacks of these armor ups, they are removed, and me, the attacker, takes a burst of damage equal to 25% of their health. No hit Mercy. Each time the defender is knocked down, they gain a Cruelty. While the defender has a Cruelty, they can strike with critical hits even while the opponent is blocking. So knocking this guy down is just going to be very bad, and it's one of the things you almost have to do with Mordo, because you can't stun him. And then lastly, we've got Special Coup d'etat 1. The attacker suffers from an indefinite 80% cowardice, which is going to lower our special attack damage by 80%. And passives at the start of the fight. Intercepting the defender removes the cowardice from the attacker and applies it on the defender, which is not easy to do. So once it expires or is removed for any reason, it is reapplied to the attacker. So we are going to be using a Photon for that one, because we can put as many debuffs on him as we can. For the first 2, we're going to be using an Omega Sentinel. So She doesn't really do any of the debuffs that we're afraid of, and she is poison and immune to bleed. And then Angela will reduce poison and bleed a ton and doesn't really do any of the debuffs that we're worried about from Super Masochism. So all those are stun and or damage over time debuffs. So we're not really worried about that too much. Now, I think we're going to start with Angela, and we're going to see how well she goes. I have an Excel sheet that I made that goes over 7 different champions that you might be able to use for this Biohazard Masochism 3 nodes. So first one obviously is Angela, and then Omega Sentinel. Omega Red is one. He does degens, but he only puts 1 on. Null is another one. He's not immune to poison and bleeds, but he is very resistant to them. And he doesn't do any of the debuffs. Nimrod, flat out immune, and his shocks are passives. Warlock, flat out immune to both, and he does degens. And Crossbones is another one who can just get rid of those. 90%, if you've got him awakened. 90%, not immunity, but 90% chance to purify those off. All right, so let's get into this. So I've got to pick up still my Dark Bounty missions unlock. So we're going to pick up the first one, and it's going to ask us who we want to go after. So our choices this week are Mordo, Nova, Dust, and Chi-Ilth, or Chi-Lith, whatever you want to say. And I'm going to pick Mordo. We're going to confirm that. Yes, we are. And we are going to go in, and we are going to get it done. Here we go. Begin quest, and I think I'm going to put a buff on. I think we're going to put a boost on. So we're going straight up. Always watch where you're going with these. And we're going to start with Omega Sentinel. I know I said we were going to start with Angela, but we're going to start with Omega Sentinel. We're going to do a 15%. And we'll do a 20% because I know I've got some in there that are going to expire sometime. So we're going to start with her. And we're going to start with Electrostatic Pole. Now, I can't stun this guy, so we're just going to have to let him go into our block right away. Got him. And now he can't heal. Waiting for him. And every time, got him. We got him even before the timer went off. So every time he was putting a bleed or a debuff on me, a bleed or a poison, she just took it out. Just like that. Just took it out. Let's try Angela with this one and see how well she works. She may not be great. And, I mean, she may be great. One way or the other, it doesn't matter to me. We can't parry this guy. So we're going to start. Got him. Oh, I hate it when they do that. I was going to back up. He's very aggressive. Okay, we're going to have to do this because that's going. And now he's going to use... Oh, no stuns. That's right. Oh, I screwed that up. I screwed that. Okay. She's not working great. So we are going to go back to Omega Sentinel. Now, I could have had that work. I had forgotten about the parry. So we're going to go... Got him. And I want this... See, he's super aggressive. And he won't... There he goes. He won't use his special one. I'm going to get stunned. Yep. Alright. I used my special at the wrong time. Watch that timer for your special. Alright. So not too bad. We lost out on Angela. That's okay. Omega Sentinel seems like one of the best ones here for this. All right, we're going to use Photon. We cannot knock this guy down, and we cannot parry him. He's going to hit into our block. There he goes. Okay. He's only got one. Ah, he hit me. And I was going to go for a... Don't want to do too many of those. And he hit me again. Dang it. All right. All right, we're going to hit him with a special 3. Now, this is not going to do a bunch of damage. Oh, I was so going to go after him. Wow, we were so going to go get the intercept, and that just didn't happen. All right, Omega Sentinel is going to do the rest for us, and then that'll probably be it. We're going to let him hit into our block, and that will be it. Okay, she just took him out pretty easily, so just got to be careful with him. You can't hit into his block, so he'll get too many armor ups. You can let him hit into your block. You can't parry him because it's Mordo, and that's part of his kit. And you can't knock him down. But other than that, I mean, there's just a few rules you got to follow. So always remember to check your Mysterium. So I know I have less than 50,000. I have way less than 50,000. And, all right. And that is going to be the video that I have for everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button. And don't forget to share this video and hit the notification bell. All right.